I'm here. Hey, everybody. Sure. Yeah, I came to Marz Community Brewing by way of working for a big culinary group chain. There was in charge of the sales and marketing and fell in love with beer and all things brewing. So when one day I decided to leave the corporate world and just kind of dabble in a couple things and hooked up with Ed Marzewski, who was also one of the founders of Marz Community Brewing, and we started working on a little project called Mash Tun, the Craft Beer Journal, which was all things kind of artsy and beer related and how they mishmash together. So worked with him on that, selling ads, getting that magazine going, and then Marz Community Brewing kind of came around the same time and kind of transitioned over from Mash Tun to doing a lot of stuff with Marz, and then getting the beer out to the folks. Sure. So under the Marzewski empire, there are several different ventures. It all started at a liquor store 35 years ago called Kaplan's, where Mama Maria Marzewski bought this little dive bar, and it was one of the first slashies in Chicago that had a bar and a to-go shop. And about 6 or 7 years ago now, Ed and Mike Marzewski took over Kaplan's from Maria and made it into Maria's Community Bar and Packaged Goods. So revamped the whole place, made it super awesome. Also added a restaurant attached next door, which is Kimski's, which slams Korean and Polish food together. And then about a month ago, they opened up another restaurant attached to Maria's called Pizza Fried Chicken and Ice Cream, which literally sells those three things. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. So we were brewing out of maybe 1,000 square foot little spot for a long time, and then finally went into our new space around 2.5, 3 years ago. And it's just a beautiful, massive old warehouse that's been in Chicago for over 100 years, and we've turned each little place in that spot into something unique. So you mentioned the Mars Cade, so we have super cool vintage video games. Um, Packed in one particular room. We have an art gallery kind of all the way through the brew house, all the way through anywhere your eye can see. We try and support local artists. We have a resident artist who does murals on any free space that he has in the brewery. So we try and attack it a couple different ways, just so people who are coming into the brew house have a lot of different things to see and do and be a part of. Yeah, Ed is probably the unofficial mayor of Chicago, Bridgeport, um, and truly does a ton for not only the Bridgeport community but Chicago altogether by um, any number one of his ventures that helps folks or employs folks or tries to get them on the right path to their passion. So he just started the community kitchen, which feeds 800 to 1,000 folks every single week for free who need it the most. He owns an art gallery in Bridgeport that has supported local artists for years to get their work out there. And that's he's truly one of the most compassionate and um, passionate people out there to not only do well, but for others to do well with him. So, one of the best people I've ever met. And he, if you've ever met him, you'll never forget that because he's pretty energetic. I can hear you.
First thing I noticed is the can art. Tell me about the can art on who does your artwork for you guys.
Yeah, so we have a bunch of different artists, and we farm out a lot of our artwork just to see what kind of cool ideas come back from it. So, hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm getting a little reverb
back.
back. All right, that's better. Franklin Design out of Brooklyn. Michael Freeman and his team do a lot of our artwork. Louis Cozy does a lot of our artwork. Jeremiah Chu. Really a ton of tag team to make our beer labels look as cool as they do. And for the Yakult line, we did more of a Hawaii type feeling on these little buddies that have turned into quite a little fruit gang.
All right, so we open up the beer. Here you go, right here. You got a can right here. There it is. Yakool. So tell us about Yakool then.
Sure.
It's a wild ale with strawberries.
Yeah. So we like the things we do are wild ales, sours. We put a lot of passion into right from the beginning creating our own proprietary strand of lactobacillus that gets used in a ton of our beer. And this one is no different. It's has a lot of strawberry, a very light body, almost like a wine sort of feel and taste to it. But it's super strawberry. The lactose gives it out and rounds it out with a little bit of sweetness. And it has a decent ABV on it, so you're gonna sip on it and chill on it and feel real good. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, so with Yakult, we actually it started out at 8, and now the newest batches of Yakult are a little bit lower, and they're around the 6% range. So the 8 was a little bit, I think, aggressive out of the gate, and I think people liked it a little bit more when it was more mellow.
We'll get this fixed eventually, guys. So your brewers, who does everyone? You guys are called a community brewing. So do you have different like a bunch of like gypsy brewers that come in there, or do you have a steady brew team? I mean, who does this Yakult?
So Mikey Manning, who came to us via second shift out of St. Louis, is our head brewer, and he leads a gang of a couple guys that, again, not a huge team, just a couple guys who take shifts and create beers and masterpieces around Mikey's vision. So Mikey's the leader of that group and does a really fantastic job.
Give me a second, guys. I think there's an issue with my headset. So yeah, okay, fine. All right, guys. So how does this beer itself fare well in your guys' lineup? Is this a summertime thing, or you guys brew this all year round?
Yeah, so Yakult has done so well for us that we decided to make different variants of it. So there's a strawberry lychee. And there's now a winter berry coming out for the Christmas time. Um, we've really tried to make it lime and mango versions of it because people have shown us they love this beer so much.
So tell us about this mash ton thing. What's that? Is that a newspaper you guys do? I've seen a few of them. You guys delivered some. Everyone on them to us.
Yeah, so it's not something that gets put out every month or really on a regular occasion. It's just when a bunch of people who love craft beer or who are in the industry want to write really cool articles about what's happening out there in the beer world. So whenever enough of those come in and people feel passionate about getting that together, Ed will put it all together and get that out there for the craft beer world. So it's just a cool little journal for people to cruise through while they're drinking their favorite beer.
All right, real quick about your tap room. So your tap room's obviously closed for this COVID thing. What are you guys doing to get beer in the hands of people that love your beer? Do you have the curbside service, or
Yep.
are you doing growlers or stuff like that? Or
Yeah, we're doing for sure curbside service. We're trying to figure out how soon we can open up our second location, which is on the north side of Chicago. So that'll be another to go location as well. And obviously partnering up with folks like you guys, Gus, and the great retailers of the world to keep going and keep this beer flowing through this pandemic and come out on the other side, maybe even stronger for it, but reaching more people because more people are out there ready to try some stuff.
awesome, right on, right on. Yeah, our biggest attraction to you is that you guys are self distro. So it is. I mean, you guys make a quality beer. Um, what it means for people out there, the self distribution is means they run the beer out. They don't use a middleman, so they're more apt to put themselves in certain locations than others, and it's more of a personal service, and they their beer sells itself pretty much. I put it on the shelf, and God, I don't even have it tagged sometimes, and people are buying it before I even have it tagged. So props to you guys. You have any idea why you guys went with the 12-ounce format instead of the 16-ounce format?
You know what? I think early on, we just liked, I don't know, to be honest, if there was a certain overwhelming reason, I think we liked the approachability of just a 12-ounce beer. Um, Maybe we liked the little cans better. I honestly, I think it was just a decision that we made early on to, as a preference of what we like personally.
Awesome, awesome. So, what do you love about your job the most?
Honestly, I love the craft beer industry. I love, most people you find who are in this industry are in it for the right reasons and are as passionate as you are, um, to make sure that other people know the cool things that the craft beer industry represents, cool things that we do, and that we want to get out to folks. It's just the people and the projects; they all come together in such a fantastic form. So I truly love everything about this industry.
That's awesome. You know what I'm finding out after doing this is that seriously, it's a very small community. Everyone's kind of knows about everyone else. I hear your name dropped every now and then. So it's really a small community. I hear about you guys, and I'm all the way out. What am I, about an hour and a half out from you guys?
Yep.
So, what the furthest account is? Are we one of your further accounts, or
Furthest is every once in a while we'll head down to Southern Illinois to the Bloomington area, down there in the Redbird Road. Go Redbirds.
yeah? So we did an event with Little Beaver Brewing a couple weeks back. That was
Yep.
they're rebuilding their tap room, and this place is awesome.
Cool.
All right, so let's start heading on to number two, which is Boogie Nights. All right, Boogie Nights is an American pale wheat. All right, so let's get that up here, and here's a can. It's like little skulls and feathers and whatnot on it. And here's the pour. So
So
tell us about this one.
yeah, so I think it may be mislabeled somewhere, but it is definitely a dark wheat ale. So instead of using the lighter, we went with the dark ones because this is a seasonal release for us, kind of celebrating the changing of the seasons. So Jungle Boogie is our flagship beer, and
Uh,
it's super unique the way we use rooibos tea, and then how that rooibos tea plays with mosaic hops specifically. And then we decided for the fall season, once a year we release Boogie Nights and just swap out the lighter um, wheat for a dark wheat. So that's where you get that dark, robust, roasty flavor and color.
all right, so I'll tell you right now where I got your description from this beer. It's on
Yep.
Untapped. It's labeled wrong on Untapped. Just so you know.
Gosh darn! I'll yell at whoever.
Yeah,
Oh
you
shit,
got
that's
to
me.
shake the tree. You got to shake the tree. But then this is there's something in this. I think it's the tea that's coming out in this that I can't really put my finger on right now.
Yeah, that rooibos tea is something that we love using, and you get again anything you pair with it. A lot of chefs use it in their food because it accentuates any flavor that you put with it. So this being hops, you get a little bit more fruity, and then with the dark wheat, you get a little bit of the roasty. So you get fruity, roasty, and then you get a lot of that rooibos tea in the back.
I got a question for you. So do you guys serve food at your tap room when it's open?
We do, we do. We actually just partnered with Mom's Kitchen, who was their own identity, cooking up some of the best food that you could even put in your mouth. So we partnered with them to let them use our kitchen throughout this whole thing, and then just made that thing permanent. So now they're our kitchen and food, man.
That's awesome. So, I've seen also from your Facebook posts because I follow you guys on Facebook. I kind of lurk you guys every now and then. Um,
Yeah.
you guys have an in-house like cheesemonger or someone that puts together cheese boards for you guys?
Yep. Alicia Norris, who is an award-winning cheesemonger, um, puts together some of the most beautiful charcuterie and cheese plates, and who has now started her own business of bringing her gift and brilliance to the world. Um, it's truly, I mean, I've never had as good of cheese plates as what Alicia puts forward for us. So she's doing a great job.
Yeah, I've seen you guys post pictures of them. They look incredible.
It's a work of art.
Yeah, right on, right on. So, I think it's the tea that's. What do you think, Travis? Push it off. No, I can hear you. How do you get the label karaoke master? So the karaoke master is for Ed Marzewski. He is the owner. He might be swinging on through or not, but this guy. What do you guys want to break his karaoke machine?
Who do we?
Yeah,
No, I'm
yeah,
obsessed with it. Anything
yeah.
that Ed can be on karaoke, I encourage him.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I've seen the videos on it too. That he's on there walking around that karaoke machine. How is that
Oh
to work
no,
for? Is he a fun guy?
yeah, he's the best. I mean, he'll give you the shirt off his back and then the socks off his feet, and he is again just salt of the earth and just gives a shit about everything.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, he's awesome.
So you said this beer comes around once a year,
Yep, every Halloween.
every Halloween. You guys have any other beers in the season around the season that come out once a year? What do we have to look forward to?
Gosh, yeah, we some of my favorites come out around Christmas time, which will be out in the next couple of weeks. It's our Holla Haze, which is a New England IPA with white wine juice, and then our Cramp Biscuits, kind of the flip side of the Holla Haze, which is a cranberry wild ale.
Still, yeah, you're still not. Are you guys putting out your barley wine again? What was the name of that one?
Santa's Cookie Duster.
No, no, it was in a 375 bottle. It
Gosh,
was
you're putting that spot. We made too many beers. I can't even keep track of them.
yeah, it's kind of
That
like
was
it has like a Polish name on it.
the Beshka Borscht.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, no, that was a one and done type fun. Anything in bottles typically is a one and done.
Yeah, those were awesome. Those were
Yeah,
awesome.
those are fun beers.
Are you thinking about canning that one?
I don't think we have thought about it, but it's a good question. I loved it, so it's a good beer to can. I'll bring it up.
Do you guys have a barley wine in their rotation or no?
We do not.
What would you like to see come out? What's your favorite beer that you drink?
I am a huge fan of West Coast IPAs. That's my ultimate love. I love happy and bitter. That pairing for me, every time you take a sip, you just want to keep taking another to keep getting that freshness and fruitiness up front, and then the bitterness in the back, and it just lingers. So I'll drink anything West Coast. I mean, I'll drink anything anyway, but West Coast are my favorite thing to drink.
Who is your favorite brewery besides, you can't say yourself, who's your favorite brewery outside of Marz?
Half Acre.
Half Acre?
Yeah.
Awesome. And what do you like about what's their favorite beer from you?
The Bodum is probably one of my favorite beers of all time. And not only that, just knowing those guys and how they kind of do things in the same vein and care as much as we do about the same thing. So just a fantastic brewery.
What do you guys have any special releases coming up this holiday season?
Yeah, we got those. We're also trying to barrel aged beers that we have sitting in beautiful oak right now. So when they release those, what to even call those? But we have some nice barrel aged beers that'll be coming out too.
Oh, that's what I want to ask you about. Tell me about the Marzcade. Did I go over that?
Yep.
All right, so the next beer, we're going to be moving on to the next one, guys. Not to rush you along, but we have a schedule here to keep. All right, let's see. Crazy Straws New England IPA.
Yeah, so for us getting into this crazy haze, thing that took over the world, we kind of looked at it as a challenge just to make things that we love and we think stand out. So this one is brewed with Chinook, Citra, Belma, and Mosaic. So a lot of hops that produce that tropical fruity type flavor. And you get a lot of orange, you get a lot of pineapple, and then we double dry hop it again with Belma.
All right, so explain what double dry hop means.
Yeah, so obviously in the brewing process, there's hops you throw in the boil right away. There's a hop that you do after the beer is made is a dry hop, and then what we do is what everyone does now at this point is you double dry hop it. So you double the hops, you double it all after the beer is ready and fermenting.
Yes, this one I get orange peel and the pineapple off right away. This is very aromatic beer. This is pretty awesome.
Thanks.
Not crazy IBUs. You guys don't have. I didn't have it listed, but what would you guesstimate to say about around?
Gosh, most New England's, stick around 20 to 30 IBUs. You want that bitterness out of those beers.
All right. So is this a seasonal, or is this something year round you guys do, or?
Yeah, with our New Englands, we try and do about 10 SKUs that remain, and we just kind of rotate them throughout the month. So Crazy Straws will probably show up again in February.
All right, so as a retailer, there's a couple things that I want to give you guys props on. First of all, you guys started putting dates on your cans, which is big.
Yep.
Because when these hopheads come around, you see them flip the can over looking for dates. Especially if they're going to pay decent price for a can, they want fresh. So props to you. Other one is your SKUs. You guys rarely recycle SKUs. That is big for us. For those of you out there that don't realize, there is one company out there that deals with UPCs. You can either buy them in a 10-pack or a 100-pack or larger. So you guys obviously went for the 100-pack or larger. So props to you because it's I rarely come across the same UPC. The only time I do is when it's the same beer down the road that you guys released again. So mad props to you because it ain't nothing more aggravating than having something on your shelf that you're reusing a UPC for it, and I got 2 items on there with the same UPC. So,
Sure, I get that.
all right. So, what else you want to tell me about this beer?
It's really good, and people should buy a ton of it.
That's it. You heard it from the horse's mouth, guys. Really good, and we got to buy a ton of it. Uh, how big of a run do you guys usually do on these beers? What kind of how big of a system do you guys got?
We have a 30-barrel system, and on the New Englands, we tend to either do we tend to stick with the 30 barrels. You know, it's a popular style that gets out there, and we like to get it fresh to a lot of different folks. So, this batch was a 30-barrel batch.
How long would you say the shelf life of your New Englands are?
I would say 120 days. And that's after a ton of discussions and tastings and you know, the lab work that gets done with our in-house scientists. We like to keep things fresh, and you know, anything more than 120 days is I think too much.
All right. So, what if you got something over 120 days? You guys just go in and pull it from the shelf?
Yep.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yep. And we ask our retail partners just to let us know if it's getting old, and you know, we're happy to swap it out for you. That's, you know, it's the partnerships in this crazy world that we all work in that go the farthest and keep everyone happy.
Yeah. So how are you guys doing with this COVID lockdown and all that stuff? You guys scratching like everyone else? Are you guys getting by? You find the beer community coming together to help support you?
Not only help support us, I think the best thing that's come out of this is the beer community helping others, whether it's through, you know, the fourth beer we're going to try is People Power, where part of the proceeds go to the ACLU, or the Black is Beautiful campaign that Weathered Souls got all the beer world to do to support Black Lives Matters. And, you know, we do a beer that helps artists and put money into grants so folks can get their artwork out there. And that's all come and a lot of these new initiatives because everyone's sitting down because this crazy stupid pandemic, and figuring out how we could best serve other communities that have served us so well by supporting us. So that's been a silver lining through this horrible disease.
Yeah, I've seen you guys do a lot of philanthropic stuff. I've seen Ed got an award from what newspaper was that? Streetwise. So obviously he's out there pounding the pavement and giving back to the community, which is awesome for you guys. Props to you.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
No, it's why we do it. You know, getting a good product out there is awesome, but being able to help other things and other folks and other initiatives, that's always been our mission.
All right. So if you guys could work with anyone else, who would you like to work with? What other brewery? What breweries are your like best friends right now?
Gosh, you know, there's so many out there, you know, that we would love to work with. So it's hard to narrow it down just to one. But you know, with us starting our brewery, we had so much help along the way from, you know, the folks at Three Floyds and the folks at Half Acre, and you know, there's too many to mention. You know, even from retail partners, you know, Chris Quinn over at the Beer Temple, and you know, just a bunch of different folks who, you know, are just good to be around and good people to have kind of in your corner, just rooting you on. So, I mean, we'll work with anybody because it's what this whole thing's about.
Yeah, I saw you. I noticed you mentioned Beer Temple. I see them all the time. I've never been there yet, but I do
Yeah,
plan on to get out there sometime soon. You had a release for the something about the banana vendor or something like that. What was it? Everyone loves the banana seller or something like that. It was a special 375 release. You know what I'm talking about?
There's always beer in the banana stand. So
Yeah,
it's
that's it. That's it.
yeah, they had a Beer Temple had a contest for the Pastry King of Chicago, which invited some of the best stout brewers in the Chicagoland area to compete, and proudly we've regained that title again this year. So 2 years in a row, we're the Pastry King of Chicago.
Let me tell you, man, that beer was awesome. That beer was
It was a fun
awesome.
little beer
Yeah.
for sure.
Well, I think we went through three cases of it. So,
Yeah, that
which
was
is
tasty.
which is a pretty big sell for us for single bottle beers. Um, Also, yeah, when you guys did the Punchki Fest, who'd you guys get the Punchkis from? They were awesome too.
Yeah, we get them from Bridgeport Bakery up the
Uh,
street from us, so they do a good job.
how does the community around you guys embrace you? Everyone's very supportive to you guys? Do you have a lot of customers that just come in straight from the community, or you have a lot of people from outside of the community coming through you guys?
You know what? I think when we first opened, Bridgeport is, a little bit of a destination being on the south side for a lot of folks who live in the city proper or the north side of Chicago because, sometimes it's a haul and with traffic, it can get up to 30 minutes just when you're in the city. So I think when we first opened, it was just gaining the trust of people that when you come to Marz, you're going to have a fantastic experience. So now it's just become everyone in the community and outside you've seen shuffle through just because of the content that truly is in there. It's more than just beer. So I think it's been fun to see a mass amount of people coming in from all walks of life.
That's awesome. So, let me think. What else? You got anything for on this one, Travis?
How many brewers do you guys have?
Mikey Manning's our head brewer. Sebastian is another brewer that does a lot of the work, a lot of the heavy lifting. And we shuffle through maybe 2 or 3 more guys. So maybe a team of 5 that's regular in there.
Who does you guys have a big mural in your brew room. It's a big black and white mural. Who did that? That was awesome.
Yeah, that's Paul Nudd. So if you see any of most of our sours, he does the labels. In terms of like those weird, goofy guys, that's all the brainchild of Paul Nudd.
Do you guys have different brewers for their different styles, or does one brewer work with mainly IPAs and another brewer work mainly with your sours?
No, honestly, it's all comes from the genius mind of Michael Manning. Again, who does more work than I could even fathom doing in a day, and he does it and makes it look easy. So he's a brewing genius, and he's still young and has a great career ahead of him in this world.
Okay, go ahead.
How long has he been with you guys?
He's been with us a little over a year and a half. He came to us from Second Shift in St. Louis.
Oh, nice, nice. So, what was your most successful beer?
For sure, I think we've had a lot of good ones come out, but our flagship being Jungle Boogie.
Ah,
How many people use tea and beer? And I think that when we came out with that, and that was our first one out of the gate, people kind of embraced it as something truly different and out there. So
Is that one that you guys are still playing around with the recipe, or is that pretty standard?
yeah, that's standard. That one's locked and loaded, never to change.
never say never. You guys ever
That
do
that,
variants?
that ain't never changing. We've done in the past fruited variants when we were only in bottles. So we do a mango. So try and pull out all the flavors that come out of Jungle Boogie and then add something to it, like a mango
Mm.
or a pineapple.
All right, so let's start talking about the next beer, which is going to be People Power. So before we even get into the flavors and all that stuff, tell us the concept behind People Power. What's the cause for that one?
Yeah. So Three's Brewing Company sent out another one of these kind of flares to the craft brewing community to get donations and money into the organizations that help a ton of people. So this one benefits the ACLU, the American Civil Liberties. Um, excuse me, and that truly is on behalf and side of the people, for rights and civil liberties, and just to create an environment to benefit that. So we were all over it. We love it. And this is just again another straightforward New England IPA. It's got a lot of Citra and Amarillo in there. I believe some Belma as well.
All right, so there's the can. Here's the pour, and a nice little head on it. A lot of citrus up front. A lot of tropical fruit.
Yep, you're gonna get some lemon, some lime. I get a lot of almost like a strawberry type characteristic as well in this beer.
Oh, that's very smooth. Very smooth. it has no bitterness like the other one had a little bit of bitterness, but this one has absolutely no bitterness to it.
Yeah, it's more of that sweet New England.
So you guys did that Black is Beautiful campaign too. I was unfortunate to only get 2 cases of it, and it flew out in like 2 days from here.
Yep.
What was your since everyone did a spin on it, took the original recipe and did a spin on it. What was your spin on it? And then everyone was allowed to, as far as I know, as everyone was allowed to pick what who they wanted to donate that money to. So what was your cause, and what was your spin on it?
Yeah, for sure. So we did the milk stout with coconut, and then we divided up our proceeds to a bunch of different movements supporting Black Lives Matter. So it's on our website if you want the breakdown of all the specific ones.
Mm.
But Howard Brown Health, who helps LGBTQ that community with health, and so we went a bunch of different ways.
All right. So typically, when you guys did that, I mean, if you don't mind me asking, what kind of money do you guys make, and how big of a run was it? What kind of money did you guys get an opportunity to donate, and how big was the run?
It depends on how big the batch is. So if it's a 30-barrel batch, typically 10% of our net proceeds go to the donor.
Oh, awesome. So it's going to be the same thing with this People Power one.
Yep.
Awesome. And you guys going to have the breakdown on that on your website too?
Yep.
Awesome. What other philanthropies have you guys donated the cause to recently?
Yeah, you know what, we try and do as much as we possibly can, because that's truly our passion. So I mentioned that we just did a beer, the Co-Prosperity beer, that helps artists get grants to further along their work. We do have an art gallery in Bridgeport that Ed owns that showcases local artists. So doing that beer was pretty cool to get money truly in the hands of the artists that need it as well.
So yeah, Ed, sounds like Ed and you guys have a lot of irons in the fire. Before we started with the broadcast, you were talking about a radio station. Tell me about the radio station.
Yeah, so about 3-4 years ago, it actually came to fruition. I know it's one of Ed's dreams for a long, long time. 1055 WLPN Chicago is a not a huge broadband, but it reaches all the way out to some of the suburbs of the city of Chicago, and just truly focuses programming on social issues. There's a lot of cool music in our in-house DJs that have and spin live on shows, but a really curated list of social political shows that dive into some pretty deep topics, and some cool guests kind of come in and out of that space.
All right. Let's see. Hold on. Let me get another sample of this one. This is probably my favorite.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite ones that we made.
So, what else you guys got going on in the future then? What's coming down the pipeline with you guys?
You know what? Honestly, our one of our main focuses now is getting that north side place up and open. The construction's kind of wrapping up, making sure all the permits and licensing comes through in a decent, timely manner. But also just like everybody else out there, trying to stay safe and support each other and love each other through this crazy pandemic, so we can get on the other side and get back to doing what we love, and that's meeting with people in person and seeing everyone's beautiful faces, drinking some beer.
Do you guys have merchandise and stuff like that? Is that part of your bottle store?
Oh, we have merchandise. That is a huge passion of ours, is to get as much cool stuff out there for people to wear as possible. So right now we have tie-dye galore. That is our newest campaign. Is hoodies and overalls and socks and yoga pants and sweatpants and sweatshirts. You name it, we've tie-dyed it, and it's in our shop for sale.
That's awesome. All right. So, anything else you want to add, Tom? What do you got for us?
Now, listen, I think I think doing stuff like this is always encouraging. And Gus, just the times I've dealt with you and seen your passion for this craft beer game and the people who are in it, it's always super encouraging to come across and exciting because there's so many good people in this world trying to further this message along. So I just appreciate you, man. I appreciate having me be a part of this.
All right, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate you guys taking time out to talk with us. So that's pretty much going to be it for the tasting, guys. Thank you for joining us on your Sunday. Let's see. Next week we have Metal Monkey out of Romeoville, and then the week after that we're going to have Driftless Glen. So that's going to be a whiskey tasting. So keep an eye on that one. I want to thank everyone for their support. It's been an incredible ride for us so far. Tell your friends to share the site. And thank you for joining us. And we're going to be done for the day. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you.